Hi students, welcome to my online class. Today I come before you to discuss about Joan of Arc, the lesson number 5 in unit 1. Before going to the play Joan of Arc, let us discuss about the author and the background of this play. Joan of Arc is a scene taken from a famous play written by George Bernard Shaw, Saint John. Okay, George Bernard Shaw was an Irish playwright and critic. Irish means a person belongs to Ireland. He wrote more than 60 plays during his lifetime, including the major works such as Man and Superman, Pygmalion and Saint John. He was the leading dramatist of his time and he was awarded Nobel Prize in Literature in 1925. Two notable things about George Bernard Shaw is he was an Irish playwright and critic and he was awarded Nobel Prize in Literature in 1925. Okay, these are the things about the author. Now let us discuss about the heroine of this play and the background of this play. The heroine of this play is a well-built, strong country girl of 17 to 18 years. Just imagine of a well-built, strong country girl of 17 to 18 years old. Okay, country girl. Okay, and she is a peasant. Okay, and the play describes about the historic and patriotic aspect of the girl. Her name is Joan. Okay, and her patriotic feelings, okay, that prompt her to serve his mother country, France, from the captivity of Britishers. When we go through the play, we can understand that this girl, this peasant girl, was so courageous. She was extremely patriotic, highly motivated, and she was a girl of strong determination. And she was always giving inspiration, and she was injecting a positive spirit among the people whom she interacted. Okay, that is about the heroine of the play. Okay, before going to the play, let us discuss about the background of this play. The background of this play was 100 Years' War fought between England and France from 3037 to 4053. Okay, Joan was, I told you, a peasant girl born in eastern France who led the French army to several victories during this war. This play begins at the time when all of the northern France and some part of the southwest were under the foreign control. See, when this play starts, okay, when this scene starts, we can understand that many part of that means northern part of the France and southwestern part of the France were captured by the foreign countries. Okay, English controlled, that means Britishers controlled some part and Burgundians controlled the other part of the France. The city of New Orleans, one of the few remaining French cities, was held by the English. Okay, only few remaining French cities, that one is New Orleans, was going to be captured by the English army. They captured the part of the France. Okay, and the year 4029. See, the scene is taken place in the year 4029. That time 100 Years' War was going on. Captain Robert D. Boundary Court, A military officer is seated at the table and his steward stand facing him. This is the scene opening. Okay, when the curtain rises on the stage, we can see the Captain Robert Boundary-Court. Robert Boundary-Court is a squire. Squire means a person of high rank in the French army. And his steward, a servant of him, facing him, are there on the stage. Before going to the lesson, I want to tell you one more thing, that this is a true story. Joan of Arc is a saint in Catholic Church. Okay, and so let us read and understand the story now. Play start with the dialogue of Robert and Stewart. I told you Robert is a officer in the a captain officer in the French army, and in front of him his steward. See what he started. I told you to throw the girl out. You have 15 armed soldiers and a dozen of strong servants to carry out my orders. Are they afraid of her? See, from the beginning itself we can understand that this Robert is talking about John. I told you to throw the girl out. Here the girl is John. Okay, I told you, he already told, and he is very angry mood. He is telling to his steward, okay, servant, what he is telling? I told you to throw out the girl. You have 50 armed soldiers. See, 50 armed soldiers with arms, weapons, and a dozens of strong servants. That means 50 plus a dozen, 62 strong men are waiting outside to extinguish the command or order given by the Robert. And he is asking to them, are they afraid of her? Robert is asking to his steward, are they afraid of her? Steward, no sir. Steward tell that 62 men are not afraid of her. We are afraid of you. That means steward is expressing his loyalty to his master. But she put courage in us. See, what is special about her? She put courage. See, she is so courageous girl. She put courage in us. That means she motivates us. She really does not seem to be afraid of anything. See, that is girl. She is a fearless girl. See, Steward is telling to Robert, she is a fearless girl. We are not afraid of her. We are afraid of you, but she is inspiring one, and perhaps you could frighten her. Perhaps sometimes, sir, you may be able to frighten her. We are not. Okay, Robert grimly, seriously, very seriously. Perhaps. Where is she now? Hey, what? Perhaps sometimes. What nonsense you are telling? Where is she now? Steward, down in the courtyard, sir. See that this Robert and servant is seated on the first floor. That is why she is telling that. Steward is telling that. Servant is telling that she is there waiting in the courtyard, and she wants the permission to meet you. Okay. Robert, go to the window and ask the soldiers to send her up. Okay, Robert directly go to the window and ask the servant or soldiers who are waiting in the courtyard to send that girl up. The girl enters. Okay, now on the stage the third person enters. The girl enters. What is the name of the girl? John. She is well built. Okay, very strong. You just imagine a girl, very strong, strong country girl of 70 to 80 years old. We don't know exact age of her, but approximately she may be 70 to 18 years old. That means a young girl. And the squire means a person of high rank. Claire neither frightened her nor stops her. She speaks confidently. See this girl. I told you this. I told you in the introduction. This girl is very courageous. This girl is so determined. This girl is so patriotic. This girl is highly motivated. So the squire means a person of high rank. That means a Captain Robert. He was very angrily looking at her, but his angry look, okay, his glare, his staring, okay, neither frightened her nor stopped her. That was nothing in front of her. She speaks confidently. She's speaking confidently. See, I told you the name of the girl is John. Good morning, Captain Squire. She addresses the Robert. Good morning, Captain Squire. You are to give me a horse and armor, see, and some soldiers, and send me to the Dolphin. Okay, see, I have only 2-3 demands. Okay, my demand is you have to give me. What you have to give me? See, she is asking, you are to give me a horse. This girl is smart. Why didn't you tell me so, you blockhead? Robert is very angry towards his steward. Why didn't you tell? This girl is mad. Sir, don't anger her. Give her what she wants. Steward is telling, sir, don't anger her. Give her what she wants. Robert, I shall send you back to your father with order to put you under the lock and key. Robert is very angry and telling to John, I will send you back to your home, and I tell your father to keep you under the lock and key. That means put you in a room and keep under the lock. John, very coolly, in a cool manner, you think you will. You think you will. But it is not possible, Squire. It won't happen that way, sir. You said you will not see me. But here I am. You see, you said you won't see me. But now here I am. Robert again getting angry. Robert, so you are assuming. So you are taking for granted. You are thinking that you are granted that I will, or that I will give you what you want. You are thinking that? John, yes, Squire. I am confident that whatever I demand you will accept. Yes, Squire. Continue busily. A horse will cost 16 francs. It is a big amount of money, but I can serve it on the armor. Armor means, I told you, isn't it? A dress made of metal, isn't it? A protective clothing of metal or leather worn in battle by the soldiers in the former time. That is the armor, isn't it? I can serve it on armor. I don't need a beautiful armor made to my measure. I can find a soldier's armor that will fit me well enough. I shall not want many soldiers. The Dauphin, I told you earlier, Dauphin is the oldest son of King of France. After the death of the King of France, he will be the next king. The Dauphin will, that means the princess, will give me all I need to free Orleans. To free Orleans, whatever I want, the prince will give. So you give me only one horse and an armor and permission to go. Robert, shocked. To free Orleans? You are going to free Orleans? What nonsense you are talking? Simply, John, yes sir. 3 men will be enough for you to send with me. Polly and Jack have promised to come with me. Robert sir, you give only one permission. And there are 2 high officers, very courageous men. One is Polly and another one is Jack. They have promised to come with me. Robert, shocked. You mean Monsignor de Poligny? John, yes, squire. Yes, officer. Jack will come willingly. He is ready to come. I did not force him, or nobody wants to force him. He is ready to come with me. He is a very kind gentleman and gives me money to give it to the poor. I think John, God serve, will come. And Dick the archer and their servants, John of Horncourt and Julian. There will be no trouble for you, squire. I have arranged it all. You have only to give the order. See, she presented a list of established and very courageous soldiers' name. He gave a list of soldiers' name such as Godser, the Dick, Archer, Julian, Horncourt, and many others are ready to accompany me. You have to give me only permission. You have to give me only permission to go. Robert, to the steward, looking at the steward. Is this true about Monsignor de Poligny? Is it true what she says about Monsignor de Poligny, a brave officer? Steward eagerly. See, he is very interested. That steward is inspired by John, but Robert is not. That is why he is eagerly saying, yes sir. And about Monsignor de Mentz too. They both wants to go with her. Robert is becoming a little curious, goes to the window. He directly goes to the window and shout in the courtyard, send Monsignor de Poligny to me. Will you? He turns to John. She turns to John and then, get out and wait in the yard. See, get out and wait in the yard. I want to talk to the Monsignor de Poligny. After that I will call you. John, smiling brightly at him. Right, squire? She goes out. Now she goes out. Robert, to the steward, go with her. Stay within call and keep your eyes on her. I shall have her up here again. Okay? Robert orders to the steward to go with her. Stay within the call. Whenever I want, I will call you back. But you make sure you should have an eye on her. Her means John. Okay? I shall have her up here again. I will call her up here again. Then steward hastily retires, and Bernard Poligny, a French guard, enters there and salute the steward. Salute the squire, Robert. She says, you, Jack and Dick have offered to go with her. What for? Do you take her crazy idea for going to Dauphin seriously? Robert is very angry, asking to the Poligny. I heard from the John, that peasant girl. You, Jack and Dick have offered to go with her. For what purpose? Do you take her crazy idea of going to Dauphin seriously? Poligny slowly. There is something about her, sir. It may be worth trying. There is something about her, sir. Oh, come on, Polly. You must be out of your mind. Robert is getting angry again. Hey, you must be out of your mind. Come on. You are brainwashed by her. Polanyi, unmoved. What is wrong with it? The dolphin is in Chinon. Chinon is a French city. A city in the France where the royal families are resided. Okay, he is there in Chinon. Like a rat in a corner. Except that he won't fight. The English will take Orleans. He will not be able to stop them. See, he is sitting in Chinon like a rat in a corner, and if we are not doing anything, what will happen? English will take the Orleans. He cannot do anything. Robert, he beat the English the year before last, and the Montagnais, it was with him. Polanyi, but his men are coward, frightened. Okay, and now he cannot work miracle. And I shall tell you that nothing can serve our side now but a miracle. Polanyi says that nothing can serve now, only a miracle. But miracles are all right, Polanyi. The only difficult about them is that they won't happen nowadays. Okay, nowadays it won't happen. Miracle is okay. Polanyi, I used to think so. I am not so sure now. There is something about her. Let's come back to talk about her. There is something about her. I think the girl herself is a bit of miracle. Anyhow, this is our last chance. Let us see what she can do. Polanyi suggests that yes, miracle won't happen. That I agree. But I think the girl herself is a bit of miracle. There is something about her. Anyhow, let us try. Why can't we do so? Robert, wavering means he is hesitating. Okay, wavering means hesitating. You really think that? You really think that there is something about her? I think something about you. Really think that? Robert. Okay, Polanyi, turning. Is there anything else left for us to think? Let us take a chance. Her words have put fire into me. Her words, that phrase you see, have put fire into me, have inspired me and motivated me. I told you she is a motivator, she is a good inspiration. So Polanyi says that her words have motivated me, inspired me. So there is something about her. Then he says that give up. See, giving up. Wow, you are as smart as she is. Still now the Robert is not ready to accept the John or believe what she says. You are as smart as she is. Polanyi, we want a few mad people. Now see where the same one has landed us. Robert, I feel like a fool. Still, if you feel sure. Polanyi, I feel sure enough to take her to Chinon unless you stop me. See the conversation between the Polanyi and Robert, isn't it? Robert says that I feel like a fool still if you feel sure. See, and Polanyi says that I feel sure enough to take her to Chinon. Chinon is a place where the royal family is resided to meet the dolphin. Unless you stop me, I will take her. See what a confidence in the is in the Polanyi on John, isn't it? And Robert, do you think I wanted to have another talk with her? Do I want to talk to her once again? Polanyi going to the window. Yes, John, come up. Polanyi is calling the John up. John enters. Now 3 persons are there on the stage. Polanyi gravely, be seated. See, very politely and seriously telling to the John to be seated. Robert, what's your name? They always called me Jenny in Ireland, and here in France I am John. The soldiers called me the mate. Robert, how old are you? John, 17. So they tell me. I might be 19. I don't remember. Robert, I suppose you think racing a sage is as easy as chasing a cow out of a meadow. You think soldiering is anybody's job. See, Robert is asking to John very seriously. Okay, is it easy? Do you think it is easy to attack a troop or attack a group of soldiers who are surrounded us? Okay, sorry, who has standing around us? Okay, surrounded us. Okay, is it easy as chasing as a cow out of meadow? And he's asked that, you think soldiering is anybody's job? John, I don't think it can be very difficult. Sorry, it can be very difficult if God is on your side. I don't think it can be difficult. It is, if God is there on our side, it will be easy. That means she is very pious girl. She believes that with the grace of God, that is our positive spirit. The positive spirit of her, we can observe that if the God is there with us, it is nothing is impossible. Robert grimly, see, very grimly he says, have you ever seen the English soldiers fighting? He asked to her, have you ever seen them plundering? Seen it looting, burning, turning the countryside into desert? Have you heard no tales, the prince who is the devil himself or of the English king father? Robert asked a number of questions. Have you ever seen the English soldiers fighting? Have you ever heard about the brutality of the English soldiers? See how they are plundering, how they are looting, burning, turning the countryside into desert and going. Have you heard about the Prince of England? Have you heard about his father, the king? John, you don't understand, Squire. Our soldiers are always beaten because they are fighting only to serve their king. See, to serve their lives. To serve their skin means to serve their life. Here the problem is that our soldiers are always fighting to serve their skin. That means they don't have a patriotic feeling. Okay, they don't have patriotism in them. Short way, to save your skin is to run away. But I will teach them all to fight for the France. I will give inspiration for them. I will inject in them the patriotic feeling. Then they will drive the soldiers before them like a sheep. Then they will drive the English soldiers like a sheep out of the meadow. You and Polly will live to see the day when there won't be a single British soldier in the French territory. Okay? England soldiers on the French territory, on the soil. Robert to Polenchi. This may all be but nonsense, Polly. The troops might be, it just to be inspired, though nothing that we say seems to put any fire into them. Even the dolphin might be believe it, and if she can put some fight into him, she can put it into anybody. Robert is still not confident about John. Robert is not ready to accept, or he is not inspired by the words of John. Anyway, Robert says to Poenchi that this may all be but nonsense. Whatever she says are nonsense, Polly. The troops might be by it just to be inspired. Truth might be inspired by her words, but that can do no effect on them. That cannot put any fire into them. That means that may not take any effect on the soldiers. Even the dolphin must believe it. Okay, he might believe it. Dolphin might believe it, what she say. And if she can put some fight into him, she can put it into anybody. It is possible. But it is not practical whatever she says. Then Robert turns to John. Now you listen to me and do not cut in. Cutting before I have time to think. Cutting means interrupt someone while they are speaking. Okay, you don't interrupt now while I have time to think. See why I'm thinking. Your orders are that you are to go to Chinon under the escort of this gentleman and 3 of his friends. Yes, your demand is that you want to go to Chinon and you have to be escorted by these 3 gentlemen, isn't it? John, radiant, clasping her hands. See, clasping her hands. Oh, thank you, Squire. Oh, thank you, Squire. Polinji, how is she to get into the royal presence? How does it possible to get her into the presence of the Prince of France? How does it possible? Robert, I don't know. How did she get into my presence? See how she got into my presence, the same way she has to get into the presence of the prince. I will send her to Chinon and she can say I sent her. I will not give any written recommendation letter or anything. I will not give. She can say only to the security guards there that I sent her. I means Robert sent her. Then let come what may. I can do no more. Let come what may means let anything happen. I can do no more. John. And the dress, her another demand was, she wanted armor. I may have the soldier's dress, Squire. Okay, she agrees to have a soldier's dress. Okay, Robert, take what you please, whatever you want you take. I wash my hands of it. I wash my hands of it means I am not taking any responsibility of it. I wash my hand, isn't it? I don't take any responsibility. You know that I wash my hand is a phrase, isn't it, first used by the Pilate against Jesus, isn't it? Isn't it? I wash my hand off this crime. Okay, wildly excited by her success, compelling, she dashes out, shaking police hand. Robert shaking police hand. Goodbye, old man. I am taking a big chance. Few other men would have done it, but as you say, there is something about her. See, last moment you see that Robert also inspired by the John. Robert also inspired by the words of John. That is why he says at last, as you say, there is something about her. There is something about her. Polanji, yes, there is something about her. Goodbye, sir. See, from this we can understand that about the John's character, that John is at the beginning I told you, John is a very courageous girl. John is an extremely patriotic girl. John is a good motivator. Okay, and also she is highly motivated. And John is a girl of determination. And she is a girl with positive spirits. These all we can see. With these all qualities, one can yield to the world. That is the message we get from this short play. Have a nice day to all of you. Thank you.